Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. It is time for another Rabe review. And first up, American Horror Story is back tonight with an all-new season. And this time, it's setting up for summer camp in 1984. Now, we all remember the great horror flicks of the 80s. And from the trailer, it's capturing all that we loved about this 80s genre, from the hair, the clothes, and those classic campfire scenes. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of falling off the American Horror Story bandwagon a little after the first season. Now, the first season, Murder House, was fantastic. It was suspenseful, scary, and not too gory. Then every season following just got more gruesome. I can't stomach that. I don't like the gross stuff. The other issue I have with American Horror Story is, I'm sorry to be critical, the lack of a cohesive storyline and resolution, okay? It seems as if Ryan Murphy, who is brilliant, I do like him, has an issue focusing on the plot and the story. I think he kind of picks a theme for the season, be it like Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, etc. He throws everything at the wall to see what sticks, and then he finds a storyline that works. But the payoff is a letdown, okay? Because it feels like he writes each episode with no end game in sight. There's no ending. I would love there to be a fully thought-out storyline, plot points, character development that leaves the viewer satisfied when that series ends, okay? Now, I will watch the first episode tonight to give it a chance because I love 80s horror flicks, like the whole campiness of it. I'll give it a chance, but if any of the previous seasons are any indication, I have a feeling it will be coming off my DVR. I just don't like the gross. I don't like the torture. I don't want to see the gruesome. I like more suspense, scary, which was season 1. I'm going to give it a chance, and I'm just praying that there's actually some plot points that carry through the entire season and gives us some sort of resolution. Please, Ryan Murphy, I'm begging you. American Horror Story 1984 premieres tonight on FX at 10/9 Central. Now let's move on to some exciting TV news that just got announced yesterday. Remember a little show in the 80s called, in the 90s actually, late 80s, early 90s, called Saved by the Bell? Well, guess what? News broke yesterday. Turns out one of my favorite shows as a child, Saved by the Bell, is getting a reboot. NBC announced yesterday its new streaming service called Peacock. The best news, in my opinion, from this announcement was that Saved by the Bell, it's getting a reboot starring Mario Lopez as AC Slater and Elizabeth Berkley as Jessie Spano. I am so excited. The kid in me is like screaming, doing cartwheels. I'm so excited. Now, the premise of this reboot is Zach Morris, who you'll remember from the show played by Mark Paul Gosselaar, is now the governor of California. The governor of California, Zach Morris, gets into trouble when he decides to close down too many of the low-income high schools. So as a solution to get him out of trouble, he decides to send all the affected students that were left out of high school, sends them to the highest performing schools in the state, which happens to be Bayside. Remember Bayside? Bayside High School? I love it. I love the idea of a Saved by the Bell reboot for this next generation of kids, because I loved growing up on that. I loved the Max. I loved all of it. I'm hoping more of the original cast will stop by. As of right now, there's no word that any of the other original cast members will return to reprise their roles. It's coming to their streaming service, Peacock. Another reboot they're doing on Peacock is the reboot of Punky Brewster, starring Soleil Moon Frye, which I also loved as a child. So that's something to be very excited about, with yet another streaming service in the mix with everything else. Now, here's some exciting news that was kind of accidental. Look at this. Recognize these ladies? So, some news accidentally broke at the Creative Arts Emmys this past weekend. Jane Lynch, who won an Emmy for a guest appearance on The Marvelous Miss Maisel, revealed that she just sold a show to Netflix starring her and Cyndi Lauper. Get Jane Lynch and Cyndi Lauper. Now, she said the plot of the show is women playing their own age. Jane Lynch said she's nearly 60. Cyndi Lauper is 65. And they're looking to portray themselves like in life, like what's their next chapter. They have no kids, no husbands, and they're actually looking for 2 other ladies for the show. So it'll be 4 ladies. And then Jane Lynch goes on to say, it's like the Golden Girls for today. Are you kidding me? Jane Lynch, Cyndi Lauper, 2 other ladies, Golden Girls of today. This sounds amazing. Now, let me just say this. No one, and I mean no one, not even Jane Lynch or Cyndi Lauper, can touch the Golden Girls and the classic show that was. I love the idea of getting women of a certain age, 60 plus, doing a show where they're awesome and being independent, but you can't touch the Golden Girls. So I have a feeling they're going to make it very different from that classic show so that it stands on its own with 4 completely different character types. You don't want the same types you had on the Golden Girls. You need different people. But you know me, I will watch that show, and I am hoping and praying. Here's the best part. What if, let's just say, what if, throw it out there. They get the show together on Netflix, the 4 women. Guess who stops by for a guest appearance? Betty White. Would that not be amazing? Betty White on this new show. I can't wait to find out the name, and I'm praying for a really great theme song as well. So be looking for that on Netflix. No release date has been announced. Now let's move on to some great TV talk shows, okay? Kelly Clarkson's new talk show premiered last week, and I'll be honest with you, I tell you, when I heard she was getting a talk show, I was like, huh? Kelly Clarkson needs a talk show? I mean, she's at the height of her career, musically, touring, great songs, still on the radio. But I gotta admit, it's very fun, it's very peppy, it's very exciting. She sings at the beginning of every single show, doing a cover song that somebody in the studio audience has requested. So that's really cool. She's getting the audience involved. She sung Chandelier by Sia, 9 to 5, the Jonas Brothers song. She does, I tell you, there's nobody that does covers better than Kelly Clarkson. So here's the thing. She's likable. She's bubbly. I mean, come on, she had to be likable. She won American Idol Season 1, so you know America likes her. Great voice. And to be honest, she's getting really great reviews. What I like about the show is she's involving the community, local people, teachers, firefighters, just local people with the celebrities. And it's fun, it's positive, it's upbeat. She seems like a very positive person. I'm just hoping that she can balance all of this because she has a coaching position on The Voice. She's doing the talk show. She's touring. She's the mom. I don't want her to get run down. She's a very busy woman, but she's very likable. And finally, on the talk show circuit news, Wendy Williams returned to her show this week and put rumors about the fate of her talk show to rest right off the bat. Wendy Williams' show has been renewed for 2 more seasons. It was widely speculated that her show might come to an end after this year because she's had so many personal and health issues this year. She actually missed many weeks of her show earlier this year, and they had a rotating door of guest co-hosts fill in for her. I just hope and pray that she has a good team around her of people that she can trust. She struggled with drugs in the past, and I just want her to get back on the upswing and get her life back together. I'm wishing her all the best. 2 more years of the Wendy Williams Show. I'm not a super fan of the show, but a lot of people love her show. So Wendy Williams, we are sending you all the best for your talk show. That is today's TV-Rabe Reviews. Don't go anywhere. So much more fun on Ozarks Fox AM right after this. Sing it, Kelly.